that. Look at that.
Oh, dude, you went to
look at that.
work.
Look. Oh.
I went like this, and I'm like, that's
wait,
probably not
there's-
that appropriate. I meant that down there.
There's that thing down there, too.
Welcome to an all-new, but same, just as swell as before.
Hey,
refocus.
Hypercast.
We're the same.
Yeah. We're the swellest we've ever been.
The same, but just a little bit more tired.
Why are we here today? What's going on? What's new?
I heard some news dropped. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
then,
I don't
you know. What? We don't have
the
to.
PS5 stuff, right?
Yeah, the PS5.
Yeah.
Where can I get one? I went on Amazon. I went on Best Buy. I
We
went on
gotta-
GameStop.
we
I
gotta-
couldn't get one
so
anywhere.
gone.
We gotta hit up our Sony reps. Hey, Sony reps, Hyper RPG.
Yeah, or
loves
just
to
hit up
play
Matt
video
Acevedo,
games.
who frantically calls Zach at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Dude, I got a PS4. Zach, I can get a PS4. Do you want to get your PS4? I can get you, or a PS5. I can get you a PS5. You want it right now? $7,500. And Zach went, okay. I don't know if he told you that.
Okay.
That's a real thing. That's exactly how Zach reenacted it for me this morning.
So,
It's good stuff.
what do we have on the schedule here today?
Oh, just so much stuff.
We do have a lot of stuff. So today, welcome to Hypercast. This is
It's our daily update
daily
show.
update, show number 1.
Nothing
After this,
interesting happened this morning, by the way.
Nothing interesting. No, we'll just glaze over, gloss
yeah.
over,
Yeah.
whatever.
Glaze
Do
or
you
gloss?
say glaze or gloss? Because I've heard people say
Look,
both.
if you're hungry, we can glaze it.
you
It'll
know,
be
you know
real
who the
good.
king of
I thought people their eyes glaze over. I've totally heard
Yeah.
that before.
I
you know
heard
who
that,
the
yeah.
king of saying
English is weird.
saying like phrases wrong is? Zach. He's the king of it.
Oh, yeah.
He says phrases wrong all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I worry about him sometimes.
Don't we all?
Anyway, we're doing Hypercast right now for about an hour. Then we're gonna paint for about an hour, and then we're playing Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
Necron army versus a White Scars army from last week. Malika versus me.
Jebri.
Jebri will be back.
Jebri's back.
The orcs are done for, and Naeem and Scott will both be Skyping in. Zooming in.
Yeah.
Skype is no longer a verb.
Yeah.
Get that stupid
is-
program
Get
out of
that
here.
junk
Is
out
no
of
longer
here.
the Kleenex of video conferencing.
We support Zoom here.
Zoom is not the Jello of video conferencing either. Get these
No, yeah.
brand names out of my mouth.
That's
Get
what
that
I'm
corn
saying.
out of my
They
face.
didn't pay
that
for
corn
the
out of my face.
sponsorships. That mention.
Anyway, let's hop into what's new at Hyper.
Yeah, so,
Well-
so the first thing on the docket I think we should talk about is our design looks a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about that. Well, in some ways, nothing new. You might have noticed the whole Journey Onward stuff. We released some key art, a Thumper Creed. We actually have a Scrabble board with the Thumper Creed spelled out, or like the last couple lines of the Thumper
I'm going to
Creed.
figure
Oh, no
out why
shit.
that thing gives me trouble every week.
What is it? What gives you trouble? Oh, the rotator? Yeah, because we pull from Google Sheets. That rotator up top doesn't always update. Yeah, what else?
So, through the generous contribution of one awesome, very thumper, we were able to hire an award-winning branding agency based in Los Angeles. So they got us. You know, they understood that we like yoga and avocados.
Yeah.
To work very deeply with our company, interview ourselves, our clients, even some of you guys in the chat room to find out, okay, really, what is the essence of Hyper RPG? And to try to create a visual language that could encapsulate everything that is Hyper in one picture, which is what you kind of see right there. We went through many different design revisions. This is the product of a lot of award-winning, talented graphic design peoples, and this is what we decided to go forward with. So it is Hyper because that's what you guys call us.
Yeah.
We've noticed that you guys in the chat room, you guys in the world, our clients, other people who work for us, people who work here, everybody just calls it Hyper. They don't call it Hyper RPG, so we said, hey, it's time to get with the program. And we need to embrace what people see us as. So that's why you see this Hyper. And it comes with a really awesome color palette, as you can kind of see up there.
Yeah.
You'll see a blue, a green, an orange, a purple. I really wanted to embrace a spectrum of color to show how varied we are as a company, and also because we embrace diversity here. And our headline text is a great typeface called Archivo. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. And our body text is a really cool workhorse type face. This is going to sound really graphic design and nerdy, called GTF Good Sands, made by a bespoke type foundry in Oslo, Norway.
It always reminds me of Good Soup from our Warhammer games.
That's great.
Good Sands.
It reminds us of one of our favorite chat room members.
Yeah.
So this is a project that is still in development. As any great designer knows, you don't just cough out a design. You really have to use and massage and integrate it into our brand. Then we'll be doing some tweaking and some adjusting.
Yeah.
But we really, really wanted to create this umbrella so that everything that Hyper creates, everything that Hyper is, felt like it could fit under that umbrella and create a sense of unity. We had a problem where, depending on the platform, sure, we have to compete with these algorithms, which really require a platform-specific approach. But at the same time, we wanted a brand unity. And so that was a big reason why we decided to refocus. I usually like the term rebrand, but in this case, I felt like we're just honing in more and more on what we are. You'll notice even on our website, we use the little symbol as a little favicon on our website. And speaking of our website, I think that might be a good segue into some of the other things, right? Because you'll notice the timelines have kind of carefully matched up on this, almost like a solar eclipse, right? Because not only did we stay up all night to change everything over secretly in the night. Yes, I know some of you're creeping on us, especially you guys.
Everyone was waiting.
Yeah, like those European thumpers who are like, Hyper, we see what you're doing. And
It's time for my coffee.
Stop it. Is because we just announced an exciting new partnership with AMC.
Now, before we go any further, I do want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Skillshare, back again with another opportunity for you in the Thumper community. Now, I know we continue this year, 2020. I don't even know what time is anymore, but we continue to live in some of the most turbulent times that we've ever experienced in our lives, probably, or experienced in a really long time. And I know a lot of us are feeling creatively challenged or frustrated, and we want to figure out how to put our words onto the camera to an audience, to reach people, and to maybe inspire others to do new things and to accept creative challenges and to overcome those hurdles and obstacles. Well, in my opinion, Skillshare is one of the best platforms to do it on. With creators like Thomas Frank, who offers amazing productivity tips to help you maximize every minute of your day and to be the most productive version of yourself possible. And Christopher Rhodes, one of the best filmmakers out there right now on YouTube, cross-platform, who really shows you how to utilize little to no budget to make some of the best videos that you can possibly make. In my experience and in my opinion, those are the best creators to learn from. Those are the best teachers, the best people to really take advice from and to show you how to really help you craft something great. And if all that sounds amazing to you, for a limited time, go down into the description. You can get a free trial for premium Skillshare right now. Go do it. I promise you, you'll be a better creator, you'll be more productive, and I can't wait to see what you create. Let's get back to the video.
And no joke, when we were first talking about this, I thought of the movie theaters.
Yeah, AMC The Network.
Yeah, but we're talking about AMC The Network. You know, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Preacher.
All kinds of stuff.
So many good shows.
I grew up watching the AMC, I forget what it was called, but
Better Call Saul.
It was like 31 Days of Halloween.
Yeah,
and like
dude.
AMC was
I
like
love
my
that
place
stuff.
to go to
Yeah.
for all those movies. It was great.
And they also, they're responsible for BBC America. They're a
Right.
huge company. And so many brands, I can't
IFC.
even,
Sundance TV.
Yep, Sundance.
Shudder,
Yeah.
I think, is a part of
Shudder.
I think so, yeah.
So like jazzed and so honored that we were even able to like talk to them. And this was months ago. This is
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID. And we really have to thank our partners at Twitch, because Twitch came to us and through Twitch's recommendation, they recommended us to AMC. So thank you.
They're in the chat, ZeroDork30.
Yeah.
Our good pal Eddie Doty has been working on this.
And so we really appreciate the recommend, all our friends at Twitch. And, then we go and we put our heads down and we act very, sneaky for many months. And we work really hard, and we look very tired on camera, and we can't explain why because there are things called NDAs. But if you're wondering why said Zach was executed, that's a Spy Island joke, and you really need to tune into that show to get that joke. But really what he was doing was putting his head down, developing, in conjunction with Twitch and, of course, the Walking Dead team, the AMC team, this new channel that will be premiering this Sunday, /TWD Universe.
Yeah.
And wow,
which you can go follow right now, right?
You can
like
go
it's up on
follow
Twitch.
right now. I think they're over 2,000 followers strong.
I'm gonna give 'em a
Very
follow.
exciting. The news just dropped like 9 a.m. this morning Pacific time. I couldn't even sleep last night. I'm still shaking. I'm so excited, and that has meant a lot of really exciting changes for the company. So yes, we did start doing the rebrand on our own. But because we knew this partnership was going to be announced, we decided to make the timelines line up because we'd hate to announce we're doing this thing and then 2 weeks later change our logo. That's really confusing, right? So that happened. I'm so glad it happened because I feel like I haven't even caught my breath. And incredible things has happened. So basically, we have been able to grow the Hyper RPG family behind the camera. So you may know him from our show Grimdark Dawn. Brandon Winfrey is now working directly with Twitch to be the embedded producer on the channel. That's the TWD Universe channel.
Yep.
And Hyper RPG, we're a media company, but basically I had to make a small production house just for this project, right? Because we have been able to run this company, 3-4 employees strong for the past almost 5 years. And we basically like copied pasta. And then Zach and I were like, oh shoot, that means we kind of have to double the amount of people who are working for Hyper. Holy moly. So there was a lot of paperwork, a lot of negotiation, contracts, legal. Oh my gosh, my head's spinning thinking about all of it. And I'm very excited to say that Kaylee Bray, you know her as Hapa Barbarian, she's going to be the community manager for the TWD Universe. I shouldn't say is going to be because she's already started, and she started months ago. We've been working really hard behind the scenes so that they can have an awesome kickoff this Sunday. So excited. In addition, to support Kaylee's efforts, Gayaka and Angel Mitsu from the chat room will be working as moderators on that project. Like I said, I just had to, spread thin and grow the Hyper family. It's been nuts. Very, very intense. In addition, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've been trying to leak the information without leaking it. The reason why I wanted you guys to interview my friend Nate and Wes is because we hired Wes Rodriguez to become the technical director for this project.
When we've worked with Wes a lot, he edited our
hype trailer.
Our hype
Our hype trailer.
Yeah. He was a camera operator on our Funimation gigs.
Red carpet.
On the red carpet, and also the fashion show day where we were running around.
And on the floor,
Anime
too.
Expo, So we've worked with him a lot, and he was I'm sure, easy choice, obvious choice of like, we got to get this guy.
Very honored, and he's very inspiring to work with. Give him a follow. I know some of you already follow him on Twitter. When he was considering the position, he actually came to me, Malika, and he said, you know what? It'd be dumb for me to not do this because your community is awesome. Some of them even follow me, and I can see they're awesome, awesome people. Yeah. So thank you guys for helping to attract the positivity to us in front of the camera and behind the camera. Like, none of this could have happened without your guys' support, your views, rallying for us, advocating for us. You guys, it's like The Secret. I haven't read the book, but I heard it's about, putting positivity out into the world.
That's a great point. Not to sidetrack,
sure.
But I had never really been able to put that to words, but like the way that you guys are on Twitter and Instagram, it makes our job so much easier.
Like Twitch noticed
for booking people on shows and stuff. People are like, man, I love being on the last one. And a lot of that I think has to do with
I want to come back.
The support that they get after the show or during the show. They're getting all these like people tweeting at them and stuff. It helps us so much booking people.
And they can see, any client at any time, current, former, potential, they tune into our channel all the time. You'll see underneath our Twitch player now, I updated some of our featured videos. because not for you guys, because you guys know the whole catalog. I notice which videos you watch over and over and over again. It's for all these new eyeballs so that we can continue to grow this like awesome family in front of the camera, behind the camera, in the chat room, but through really positive ways, you know. So I'm very, very excited about that. So not only do we have Wes, we have Kayla, we have Gayaka, we have Angel Mitsu, we have Brandon. Oh man, we have another person I can't even mention yet because like some ink is drying on paperwork, but you will learn about them soon. It's been a whirlwind adventure, and I don't know if you are wondering this, but I know some of you are. I'm going to answer it before you even have a chance to ask. Well, Brandon Winfrey does such a great job on Grimdark Dawn. What happens to Warhammer? You know, well, I got some more very exciting news. So we met as a team. We consulted Brandon, we consulted ourselves, and we decided, or should we say he decided, that Naeem Stewart, you know him, you love him, Vicious Fool, he is going to be the Game Master of Grimdark Dawn. You may have noticed that he has been kind of GMing the past few episodes on Skype, overseeing the storyline, kind of developing what armies are going to play each week to week. Being a GM at our channel is no joke. You're a storyteller, you're an actor, you're a producer, you're creative. It's fantastic. And, you know, he used to be a full-timer here, and we're glad to kind of have him back in some ways. So there you go.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody? I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, there's so much. I mean, I had to do other back-end stuff, added a bookkeeper to the roster.
I think that's everything. I think that's all the new stuff.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I mean, there's other new stuff.
There's some RPGs starting next week. The newness. Guys, this is... I hope you feel how shiny and new. This is like holding like a shiny new nickel that was just minted. All right, so much is going on.
I mean, okay, well, let's talk about this because we got 363 viewers. We have an RV that's new.
Yes.
If you're just now tuning in for the first time in 2 months, well, like a month ago, we got an RV and we took it up to Seattle.
Yeah, but we've been pimping it out.
We're pimping it out right now. We're currently pimping my ride so that we can go across the country in an RV.
That's absolutely correct, Lucas. I do not know anybody. And if you are out there, come tweet at us. We need to start a club. Who has pimped out an RV for live streaming like we have. We put up like a 4G tower on the back.
No one's dumb enough to do what we're doing.
Pointing out. There's cameras pointing in. There's cameras from the left. There's cameras from the right. We've upgraded our IRL backpack. Even since that Seattle trip, everything is going so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So, yeah, let's talk about some new shows coming.
Yeah.
First of all, we just had one premiere last Monday.
That is called Game Master's Gauntlet. On Tuesdays, which Game Master's Gauntlet is a D&D 5e campaign where 4 GMs are playing a game, and they rotate the hot seat every episode.
Yep.
So this week's episode was Emily, frankly Emily in the chat. Next week, Abria is going to be GMing, and then
after that, you guys choose.
The chat room decides.
You decide.
It's all on you.
You decide.
On Wednesdays, we have a semi-new show called Spy Island.
Yep.
We've done 3 episodes. Everyone is absolutely loving it.
Still new to me.
It still feels very new. You should definitely be checking it out because every time we do it,
just got its intro, so it's pretty much.
We made an intro
Yeah.
yesterday. It's very fun. It's like a social deduction game show with 8 players trying to figure out who the spies are. Very much like Among Us, which is big on Twitch right now, but it's in real life with amazing performers. There were 2 Randy Savages yesterday.
It was amazing.
Andy Campbell GG in the chat was Bonesaw. And then our pal Jesse Pachenko was Randy Savage proper.
Yeah.
And they were just going at it. Funny.
Oh, yeah.
But for the next
amazing.
3 weeks before we do this, before we depart for a RV trip, we're trying to squeeze in as much as we can. We have...
Because who needs sleep?
Yeah. We have a RPG debuting next Tuesday. I think we just landed on a name. This is going to be a Kids on Brooms RPG with Matt Acevedo
Matt
as the
is
GM.
in the chat right now.
Yes. Matt Matt, give me a hell yeah in chat if I'm able to talk about the name we just decided on.
I also want to give a huge shout out to Logan Pars. Thank you so much for your generous contribution.
Yeah.
Very much appreciate it. Getting us to 10% of our daily goal. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a Kids on Brooms RPG. That's the Kids on Bikes. It's just like an offshoot of that. Same Hunter's Entertainment book. So if you're familiar with Kolok 1991. Kids on Brooms is using a very similar system. It's
But
in the
like
same
Magical
universe,
School.
but it's like Magic School.
Yeah.
So we've landed on
It's like Harry Potter without the J.K. Rowling.
Balboa
Yes.
Cantrip Academy is the name of this show.
Balboa Cantrip.
It's taking place in the San Diego area, so referring to Balboa Park.
Matt,
cool.
my only request, you have to have California burritos on set every week.
Do they also practice karate in strip mall?
Yeah, it's Cobra Kai mixed with no, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. He wanted to do San Diego because of its proximity to the Mexican border.
That's
and he
awesome.
wanted to incorporate like Bruja stuff, and I won't say any more because this
No
is
spoilers.
coming together quickly.
You
He's
have
working on
to
it now.
watch live.
Yeah,
That's right.
You have to watch live.
So that's going to be next Tuesday starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, and that will be a 3-parter. And then on Wednesdays, we're going to have another 3-parter starting next Wednesday at 7 Pacific. We're doing a Grimdark Dawn, or not Grimdark Dawn, sorry, Warhammer 40K Wrath and Glory campaign, GM'd by Naeem himself. A little practice for
Should
Naeem.
I just be Jabri?
Players so far, we got Bert, we got Knox and Fob, we got Emily in the chat, and we got John Wong.
Yeah.
So it should be
our favorite orc.
The OGs
guy.
are
It'll be a
coming
pretty
back.
fun time. So those are the new shows we got coming up
I think
very quickly.
Yeah, I think the thing that excites me about both of those shows is we're not like bringing people in, but we're going to be able to do shows with a lot of the
See some of our old
original
friends,
people
yeah.
from Grimdark Dawn that we haven't seen in so long. Like we
Yeah.
got to see Fob yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, on the RPG that Kaylee GM'd.
The day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything's moving so
and
fast.
that's the first
huh?
time I think we've seen Fob since we did a Cookie Quest like months ago.
That
Yeah.
being said, you'll see the trailer we dropped for the AMC Twitch channel, TW Universe, was all done remotely, remote production, remote directing, remote recording, and I think we've learned a lot from that project to bring back, that we're excited to bring back to our channel.
Yeah. So that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's it as far as content.
How much? All right, we got another 44
I mean,
minutes.
we're playing Warhammer 40K today. Tomorrow we're going miniature golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also the big thing you'll see over the next
Twitch plays miniature golf
That's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the big thing you'll see over the next coming like weeks and months, because of this AMC project, there's been a lot of tech that's had to have been reconfigured and adapted into the pipeline and all that stuff. So, and we're going to be using, I think, a lot of the stuff that we learned from that project, because even now, like we're trying to experiment of like how do we take our Zoom calls and how do we Zoom people in and make it a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more interesting. Yesterday for Spy Island, being able to incorporate an ability so we can see like every person talking individually, group stuff, but also incorporating intros and sound effects and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we're excited to like bring more of that stuff into all the shows that we do.
Yeah.
Because I think because it's mostly just being you and I down here working on all this stuff, we haven't had the time to be able to like fabricate all those things.
Yeah.
So now hopefully with like a full crew kind of back, we can all like kind of work on doing all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
That I think will make the shows feel that much better and cooler.
Speaking of you guys being down here, you may have noticed we have brought in some other people since the kind of social distancing has started here in Los Angeles. Let me tell you, that is very hard to do right.
Yeah.
And it is a journey, and
Lots
the
of plastic.
guidelines are always changing.
Yeah.
But yes, so I'm kind of the named COVID safety person on set. Every production needs to have at least one. And man, I have read so much about this virus, but we have had to change things here too. How we disinfect these headsets, some of those plexiglass sneeze guards. We have 6 stations of hand sanitizer, tissues, masks,
I mean, before you
everything.
even
Thermometers.
before you can even
Forehead
get,
thermometers.
yeah, before you can even get into the studio, there's a whole station set up at the door.
We now have like this whole sign-in thing where we
For
have
contact tracing.
Yes, for
Yeah.
contact tracing. So if anybody does come down with symptoms, obviously if anybody has any sign of just a tickle in their throat, they're not supposed to come here. I have no COVID antibodies. My test came back, negative, but that doesn't mean things can't change. It's still very scary. It doesn't mean that we aren't trying to be careful as much
Yeah.
as possible, but we need to keep continuing to do business to make sure that we keep paying the bills.
I think that's been the one
Yeah.
advantage for you and I is because we're down here all day. We hardly come in contact with a single human being.
Yeah, we.
Just-
I pretty
just
well
hug.
just stay
Just a
down
pretty
here.
dog.
I only go upstairs to use the restroom
Yeah.
because man, it's a process.
Yeah.
It is.
Disinfect and yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should we mention that?
Yeah.
That,
Well, also PZ worked to develop
Yeah.
kind of a new round of interactive tools
Yeah.
for
like
the /TWD Universe channel.
how
/
much more proud could you be? Like what? Like our pillow Zach is
Yeah.
working for The
Yeah.
Walking
I
Dead.
know.
It's really
That's
cool.
so cool.
That's such a journey, man.
Yeah.
To start from like weird anime meme to like a contracted person.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
Yeah, and I mean, even I felt bad. So like the rotator on the bottom, because we have updated the branding, even the font has to be updated.
Yep.
And I felt so bad because Zach sent PZ the font, but he didn't give him the right style of the font.
Yeah.
So I on Discord messaged him and I said, I know you're slammed. Do you think it's possible by next week we could have the bold version of it?
Yeah.
But I know even just doing that. Oh, what is that? What is that? What just?
What
oh,
happened?
Wow.
What happened?
What are you talking
Look
about?
what just happened.
I don't know.
The
What-
overlay just changed.
Oh, there it goes.
You know why? Because PZ, the Lord himself, answered my call.
We're talking
He
the
literally did it right now live.
the font.
Oh man.
Amazing.
So yeah, the font on the bar just updated to our new font.
Yeah,
Boom.
our headline typeface. Do you guys know the difference?
Archivo.
Yeah, it's called Archivo.
Archivo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Google font, so if you guys want to look like Hyper, you can just grab that for freezies. But our body text
Thanks,
is a little
PZ.
different. This is bespoke stuff.
I'm loving the. I don't know if this ever happened, but I'm loving that you guys were probably up there one day talking to AMC, and you were like, "We'll talk to Pillow Zach about it," and they would be like, "What? What did you just say?"
Talk to a who? A what?
Oh no, it's not weird. He's just the
I know
pillow
you're
version
talking
of
to
Zach.
Zach, but
he's our best
we'll talk
coder.
to
Yeah.
him.
He's our code monkey. He's
No.
great. Trust us.
No,
He is an
yeah.
anime pillow of
Yeah,
Zach
yeah.
though.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Thank you for updating that. Thank you. But yeah, so over the coming weeks and months, so when we did this whole rebrand, there's a lot of steps and things that need to be done. So this is like a little bit of a refresh, and we'll implement things as much as we can.
We gotta massage it in.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like a veil that has been dropped,
Yeah.
and now we just gotta massage it into all the things
I mean,
that we make
it wasn't
here.
intentional for this to be ripped off today. Zach took it off because we took a group photo earlier.
Our first group photo.
Yeah, but,
with
I
the
mean,
new fam.
The signage will change, obviously. The set will get a little bit of a facelift. That probably won't happen till probably after the road trip.
Yeah.
But there will be things that will slowly get implemented over the course of the next couple months or so. Even the hype trailer at the very beginning,
That needs to be
It has
updated.
all old fonts and
Yeah.
stuff, so it's
Yeah.
going to be a process. It's going to take us a little bit, but this week you'll get kind of a sneak peek. We're going to have a little bit of a different overlay for Warhammer later today, and then every because we have such a huge color set as well, so we want to kind of play around with that and see how it looks and how it makes every show feel. And we've been sneaking in some of the colors throughout the week on all of the other shows to just see how it looks.
All right. Wilder has a great question. I have time for some questions here. I don't know, CEO Malika. Yeah.
You went through everything so quick, Malika. I thought this was going to take us an hour to talk about.
Well, I wanted to give them the bullet points because why make them suffer? I'm not Zach telling another episode.
Yeah, I was about to say,
co-op.
Zach's been doing that for 3 months, being like, I can't tell you, but I'm going to tell you I'm working on something.
And there will
Yeah.
be people who have just tuned in and are like, what did I miss? What did I miss?
Yeah.
And I want to reward these people who are here on time at the very beginning. But Waller has a great question in the chat room. How will Zach ever be on camera again or ever bring Kolok again, which we have some exciting stuff to we have some cool stuff to talk about, Kola. Anyways, that's coming up. Yo,
Lucas and I don't know any of
we
this.
have many. Oh, you should know.
Oh, I know one thing.
Yeah, you know one thing.
I don't know a thing.
Okay.
I know one very exciting thing.
Yeah, it's one very exciting thing. It's about the size of a Jif peanut butter jar. Maybe I said too much.
It's pronounced
Zach
GIF.
and I have been working really hard to train up this new team, right? So Zach and I, we come with a lot of years of experience in community management, running a company, running a Twitch channel. Zach has built so many studios with you, Lucas.
Yeah.
And Adam here now, like, we've done many studio builds and channel builds for different clients and stuff like that. And, the idea is when we feel that they're ready, our birds will leave the nest and they will be pretty self-sufficient running that channel. That will be their job. That's why we had to bring in people full time. Whereas Hypers are home,
Hyper home.
Yeah. Hyper is home. Always a thumper.
Forever and ever.
Yes,
And
cool.
ever.
Do you guys know where we're going to be headed out on our RV trip? So, starting like second week in October or so, and that's kind of why we've been delaying the RV trip. I know we said we were going to go out during the summer, was to kind of learn these systems, pimp out the RV, etc., but also to make sure that we have set up one of our premium clients for success. And Zach will not leave for the RV trip if he feels like we haven't set up this client for success. So let me make that clear. But the plan is to leave early October, go from LA to Miami and back. We're hitting up, I could read the list of states right now. Mostly main cities. Here we go. LA, Las Vegas, a lot of places in Missouri. Here we go. Just give me a sec. You could say stuff.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Hypercast. My name's Lucas. I'm kind of the jokester around here. I think
All right.
I think I'm kind of like the cool guy around here,
I got it.
Oh, okay.
We're going from LA to Vegas to Utah to Colorado to Kansas to Missouri to Tennessee to Georgia to Florida to Louisiana to Texas to New Mexico to Arizona and back to California. So we're basically, you see, I don't know if you can see this, it's a big circle.
Yeah.
Sort of, but like you have to go down into the hanging chad of Florida and then come back up.
The hanging what?
The hanging chad of Florida.
Is that what you guys call it?
I don't know. We call it both the panhandle, the penis, and the gun.
We when me and the boys go to the mall, that's a couple hanging chads.
Yeah.
What else though? Is there anything else new?
With the RV trip, they're waiting for a lot of confirmations,
Yeah.
but we're looking to hit up some nonprofits, some cool community-based organizations.
We're gonna be doing a lot of like meeting up with other streamers and stuff, right? Like probably.
So each city will have an ambassador.
Yeah.
And this is America, so we're meeting up with all sorts of people of all sorts of walks of life, ages, body types, abilities, skin color, race, creed, religion, all those things.
Yeah.
Because this is America. America's beautiful, and it has a lot of amazing diversity. And so it would be dishonest to say, hey, we're going to go in search of America and only talk to, like, one kind of human being.
Right.
So that's very, very exciting. We've been working very hard. And Kaylee's been working on that, too.
Yeah.
So not only trying to seed and launch a new community on Twitch, but also producing this crazy RV trip. It's a lot. It's a lot. We've all been working very hard here. Yeah.
Pretty
Zach.
hard. Pretty hard.
You exist. Did I say something I wasn't supposed to? I've been
No.
very careful.
We're actually upstairs running like tech rehearsals right now.
Cool.
And it's very stressful.
One of the guests on that tech rehearsal, I think, was in the chat room.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're actually upstairs running full on tech rehearsals right now because we launch on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell them what hour?
so they can tune in if they want.
3 p.m. PST. It's on.
There you
It's
go.
on the info page for TWD Universe. But I'm so glad that we can actually tell people about it now instead of acting like I'm ignoring everyone.
Acting like exhausted for no reason.
Yeah. No, we had. Oh man, this has been a crazy adventure to figure out how to run an entire studio remote.
Yeah.
All remote.
Remember, casting, remote, hiring, remote, like
Talent, 100%
talent,
remote.
remote.
Even like today,
Development, remote.
like one of the things we're dealing with right now is like to run a tech rehearsal, we have a very special way we're outputting. So all of the client who are also all remote and not in an office together are all having to log in different ways and communicate to get. It's wild. It's wild. But a fun challenge, a very fun challenge with completely new tech requirements that we've never encountered before.
We've bought a lot of new software and hardware.
We have. And we've learned a lot. And some of those things we'll be able to take right back into Hyper.
Yeah, that's what Adam was saying.
Yeah.
Also,
VMix and everything else.
this like an overlay
New
thing.
look?
Yeah, new look.
New look? Who dis?
New look, same great Hyper.
Does anybody else have any questions? Wait, is Zach going to be able to go on the road trip with his new project? Everybody's very concerned that you'll never be on the channel again. You won't go on the road trip.
I'll be back. The road trip is my return.
Yeah.
The road trip is my return.
Spread your wings, American
I have
Eagle.
a couple weeks to train up Wes. For those that didn't know, we hired Wes Rodriguez.
Oh,
we can tell people now.
I
Oh, this is
announced
great.
everything.
This is such
Go-
a relief.
guys-
We can talk to people now.
Guys, go to hyperrpg.com/team. You can learn all about our new hires, and they're cool.
Oh, you already put them on the website?
Why do you think I went to bed at 3 a.m. last night? Why do you think I look so tired?
Oh, look, there they are.
Oh.
So, yeah, Wes is on the team now. He's upstairs running. I just left him. I came down here to help Adam really quick, and
Say
I
that
kind of
you still exist.
Well, I kind of needed a little break because it was getting pretty stressful up there. So I just left him to deal with it. But I've got a couple weeks to train him up, and the RV trip will be my official kind of return, and then he should be able to run stuff. But we still got a ways to go. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. But I'm excited. It's a great opportunity for Hyper, and we're excited to bring something new to Twitch. And
We're super excited.
Yeah, and working directly with Twitch and AMC to do that is really cool. And we're I can't say too much about the process because it's like I can talk about it now, but I can't really talk about the process. But what I will say is I'm really excited for months down the road and some of the cool stuff that we're going to be able to do. As things grow and as the channel grows and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's an ongoing project that we're really excited about.
It's the first growth spurt I've been a part of in a long time.
Oh, you know what? We should talk about this a little bit. No matter how you feel about The Walking Dead.
Just okay.
Sorry. No, were you in the middle? I'm sorry. I was so
you
excited.
completely missed the joke. You just missed the joke.
I also looked at
the
It
joke.
wasn't a joke.
I looked at cards. I looked at the cards backwards, and I was like, "Why are they all the same?" And I was looking at the backs of cards yesterday. I'm very tired.
She was like, these cards all look the same. I was like, Malika, you're looking at the wrong end of the card. Flip it over. And she was like, oh.
Oh, that's almost as bad as having 5 minutes of a conversation with someone on the phone before you realize it's the wrong person, and then you just hang up when you realize you made a mistake.
That also happened to me this week, guys. There's a lot. People don't understand what I do. I think my job is the most amorphous.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about our responsibilities. So some people are like, well, did you cast these people? No, we did. We're a media company with a production arm, which is also just us. And we, as a production entity, we're responsible for, pre-COVID, it would be shooting the stuff, right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot we're responsible of, but it's a team.
Yeah.
Nothing is singular.
Yeah.
So, we might singularly be in charge of the tech
Right.
and the output, but, it's a full team that's working together to make shows.
From Twitch and AMC,
and to
too.
cast.
Yeah.
I mean, we had an input in casting as well. But it's, we're working with Twitch and AMC.
Yeah.
And like I said, we can't talk too much about the process.
Yeah.
But I can say it's a very collaborative process with everybody involved together working towards a final goal.
Yeah.
But we have our responsibilities for sure that are very much our responsibilities. But overall, everyone's kind of working together to try to make something cool. Yeah. And I hate to be that person who's just like, I don't know what we can and can't talk about.
Secret.
But now we
I've
get to tell
got a
everyone.
secret.
Now we
At
get to be
least
like,
you can
this
know
is why
it's
I'm not
happening.
here. This is
Yeah.
why I'm not on shows. We're
Yeah.
working our ass off, but we'll be back and we'll get to bring all the things we're learning right back into Hyper. And I can't wait to share some of that stuff because, like, even just some of the remote games that these guys are running now, when I get done with this project, I'll be able to help out and show them some of the stuff we've learned. Which is really cool and some really cool tech, and we'll be able to use it. And that's great that we get to like jump on other projects and learn and then incorporate that into our own content. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, I saw one in the chat room about the internet. They have their own dedicated everything. I've basically built a dedicated team,
Yeah.
dedicated workstation, dedicated internet line. They have their own thing. We don't cross the streams here, and that's for many, many different reasons.
Yes.
One, for, we want to deliver the very best for our client, but also, as a business, we can't share
I
like
feel
the
like-
same folders on the same
I'm
computer.
not gonna lie. I feel like I just got caught playing hooky because Eddie, who's one of the producers on the project, just talked in the chat. I'm like,
I told you he was here.
actually, I'm gonna go
I
upstairs.
told you he was in the chat.
I'm gonna get back to work. I think I left Wes alone. I'll be right back.
Busted. No. Oh, great.
busted.
Whenever anything bad
Busted.
happens, I'm like, oh, no, it's my fault. 'Cause I'm the CEO. Why did I accept this?
All right, Adam, get back out here and balance this symmetry.
Just come back here. Well, we're pretty balanced, though. We're like the same height, so.
Yeah, but it's nice to have the point in the middle. That's our
The triangle.
That's our new design.
Yeah.
So you put the tall guy in the middle.
Yeah, we
The chevron.
we lean towards that because right now we're calling it the symbol.
The symbol?
Yeah, because we don't have a name for it.
Yeah.
Because it looks both like maybe a compass or a
Yeah.
mountain or a notification.
Guys,
or
we almost had a full crew on this show. That hasn't happened since like
I mean,
God knows
oh
when.
my gosh.
Not since August. at
That sounds
least.
like 3 years ago.
I know.